what to do with John Cena. That's my next video segment for today. Hopefully my last video for today. I don't know yet. Depends on what more I'm ticked off about. Or upset about or happy about. Depends. But John Cena is one of the top things on my mind right now. On my happy but also ticked off list. Does anybody remember the wrestler The Rock? Because if you haven't, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Seriously. But anyway, he's supposed to... Sorry with it too much anyways. But I had an itch, so... Well, he's supposed to be wrestling John Cena for just a regular match, I guess, at WrestleMania. Okay? And that's like in April? Yeah, April 1st. And it is December, about middle of December, early middle of December. And John Cena has no one to wrestle. Because the Punk and Cena feud is gone. There's no more Zack Ryder and John Cena friendly crap segment again. Which is not crap. I think it was kind of cute. But still. John Cena has nothing really to do. He has no feud to feud with, because currently there's no one to feud with, to be quite honest with you, because Triple H is... I mean, if he could feud with Triple H, he could, but Triple H is too busy with Kevin Nash. It's just not going to work. So, can't do it with Mark Henry, because Mark Henry's still too busy with Big Show. Well, it was. I don't know if they're still doing the segment or not, because Daniel Bryan is the new World Heavyweight Champion, so I don't know if Daniel Bryan is going to face Big Show. I don't know if Big Show is going to be turned heel, but still, there's no one to feud with for John Cena. He has no fire to feed on. And then we got Kane, who came too early. Sure, he's probably going to feud with Kane. It's going to last probably till Royal Rumble, because why would they go past that? Because it's supposed to go to John's supposed to wrestle The Rock at WrestleMania. Unless they decide last minute they'd make a triple threat, which I don't think they're going to do that, because I think that's going to hurt the business. But, yeah, with the Kane thing, I don't see how that can be a feud. They really have not really much cross paths with each other, really. It's kind of like, oh, feud with this guy. But where's the psychology in that? What do they have that they can feed on, the reason why they're feuding? Do you guys see anything? Do you know any connection those two have? Because, like I said, they really didn't really much cross paths, unless you're talking about, like, Royal Rumble or something. They really haven't been in each other's ways to really, like, lean back on an excuse to why Kane is upset. Unless it's WWE's way of saying, oh, we'll have this guy back just early, just to make sure John Cena is busy. But why do that? Why can't you just give John a break? I know he's your face of the company, but he got to have a break sometime. You can't just, like, use him and just, like, watch him die in front of your face because you're using him too much. I mean, come on. I know there's a lot of people who love John Cena, of course. They're diehard fans. But, you know, I'll use a comparison. How about that? John Cena, for example, is like pudding. For diehard pudding lovers, you love pudding so much, you wouldn't mind eating pudding. But you love it so much, you don't care how much you have at first, because you love pudding. Well, eventually, you have so much pudding and so short of a time, you get sick of eating pudding. You hate the taste. You hate the look. You hate the smell. I mean, anything that deals with pudding, even the word pudding will make you upset. That's what it's like with the John Cena thing now. People love John Cena, but they're so sick and tired of seeing him or hearing him. He's like the pudding that we're forcing you down your throats and you can't take it no more. It's not like we don't love him. We love him. It's just we can't stand him anymore, especially when he has no good feuds. I mean, come on. The guy is a 10-time world champion, which that doesn't sound like very good feuds within those 10 championships. There has been a feud that he's been in when he wins a couple times, but that's just not very good feuds if you won 10 times. That's just... Like I said, this whole John Cena thing is very upsetting. I'm upset I have to talk about it because I don't think, other than me, I heard, off the rope shows are the ones who talk about it. Why is no one like saying something about this? They just let it fly, or like they complain about it, but yet they don't do any action or talk about it on YouTube or blogs or whatever. It's just like no one wants to touch John Cena. Maybe they're scared of what WWE is going to say if they hear about this. But personally, I still love John Cena. I've always loved John Cena. I will always be at part of C Nation. But there is a point where you're overusing him. Which, at first you might think how you could overuse someone like John Cena. Well, from the experience from just the WWE itself, what they're doing, they're basically overusing him. John Cena is the overused of pudding. Vanilla pudding, yummy. But there's no racial comment to that because I was just joking around, but if you want to be racial, then that's fine. I'm not racial, so yeah, it's this whole John Cena thing, having no feud, and you just, why is the point of being on TV? Okay? If you have people, for instance, since I don't think no one ever tried to say this, because other than the Off the Rope show, because they're amazing guys, and a lot of you are thinking why you're like mentioning these guys, because they speak the darn truth. Where is A-Rye? He hasn't been on TV lately. Okay, maybe he's been on Superstars, maybe dark matches or whatever, but that's what checked. He can wrestle. He can talk. He can do all that, and he has a look. Yes, that's right. I said he's good looking. Sort of. I mostly like his arch his back because I'm weird like that. But anyway, so it also leads to what CM Punk is saying. Not I'm like dissing WWE or anything, but WWE, there's some people who do deserve belt. I'm not saying not Cody Rhodes, but Randy Orton and all them. I'm not saying they're not talented, but you use them so much. We got people just don't want to see him anymore. And like I know they're your faces, and I know you're their face of the company, but don't overuse them. Your face is, you can't use your face all the time because people then will get bored. It's fine he gives you money. It's fine about that. But if you use him so much, you end up using him so much that the other people will leave. Okay? There's other wrestlers other than John Cena. And not to mention, what if John Cena just automatically leaves? Okay? He gives no reason why he's leaving. He just leaves. Who's going to take his place? No one, because there's no one they found to replace him. That's what WWE needs to do. Just in case John doesn't want to work there no more, same with Randy Orton and all that, they need to find fillers. They need to find replacements, or like maybe greater replacements, way greater than John Cena or Randy Orton or whatever wrestler that's top, like Sheamus or anyone. Because there is a point where wrestlers decide to quit, and that's like in their mid-30s, early 40s. So, why can't we just use John Cena a little bit less, but also focus on the other younger superstars that are supposed to replace the older one? I thought that's how originally it was supposed to be, and it is supposed to be that way. You can't just put one focus on that, because originally WWE got all these wrestlers and they were unique and used all the time. It was no more than this guy, no more than this guy, and the others are left alone. They're ignored. And it gets to the point where they have to release people when they could use them. Honestly, what's the point of hiring people and you're never going to use them, and so you release them? But that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But sorry, repeating the words. I do that sometimes when I'm angry. But here's the point. I'm gonna try to make. I love John Cena. I've always loved John Cena since I was a kid, since he came on. But I'm sorry to say this, if John, you're watching this, or W, whoever's watching this, he needs to step up his game. Either change the heel, which he was a good heel. I love him as a face, but I also love him better. But I love him more as a heel because I loved all his raps. It was kind of funny, and he stepped on people's toes. I mean, it was okay. He was good as a heel, and he's still okay as a face. And he can still go on TV shows because Miz is a heel too, and he still goes on these TV shows, and was one of the top most WWE champions, which you can't lie about that because he was. So he was rated that because it's true. So what I'm saying, the point is, John Cena's character needs to change, whether it changes as a heel or maybe make him lose to where he changes different perspective of something and like change to a different type of face, or just like give him a vacation or something, so when he comes back his energy's back up, people won't get tired of seeing him, and plus when he comes back he's gonna be full of energy and he can take on The Rock at WrestleMania. And the match will be more exciting because we haven't seen both of them for a while. So there's static electricity. And they're doing it at Miami, so why can't we just, create new flowing energy and create just atomic shock? Because this is a big deal, because this is actually one of my dream matches, to be quite honest with you. Because The Rock, for years, was trying to get The Rock to face him. So, this is kind of a big deal, whether you guys believe it or not, or the younger people who are watching this don't see the big deal. Because, to be quite honest with you, I know the boos bother John Cena. I know they do. I can tell the look on his face, and other people who notice too, they will totally agree with me, because I know he says rise above hate. That's fine. You can rise above hate, but don't try to deny the fact that it does hurt you, because I agree, like, I rise above hate too. I admit that sometimes if people say naughty things to me, it does hurt, and I admit it hurts my feelings, but I don't let their words affect how I do things, how I feel. That's a big line. You can admit that it hurts, but still rise above hate. It's how you take their words is how you rise above hate. It's not how it emits your words. It's how you action it, how you take it in. So I think that's one thing. He needs to admit it's upsetting him. Because we all know he does. Look at his face. I mean, how would you feel if you grew up, even though he had some haters, he had more lovers than haters? So how would you feel when The Rock comes back? He's gone for several years, and they're cheering him, and he's saying that he loves him and all that. And John Cena's been here since the day one he's got to the WWE, and they started booing him, saying he's pathetic, he can't wrestle. Which, to be quite honest with you, he can wrestle to a certain extent, but he needs to find something else to do with wrestling. He needs to try different wrestling stuff, because the technical he's not very good at all. He needs to try something different. But that's how I feel. But anyway, this whole John Cena thing, it got to be fixed. It has to be. No, it don't got to be. It has to be. Because if they don't do something soon, the company is going to not just suffer, but it could suffer greatly. And who knows, maybe they'll lose more wrestlers, or they release more wrestlers or divas, whatever the case may be. Because this John Cena thing, I'm not going to pick on Randy Orton, which I'm going to pick on Randy Orton later, but I don't know. They need to do something quick for John Cena. Anyway, I better go, guys. Love. Bye.